Nigga, get on the ground now!
Get that shit. Get that shit. Get that shit.
I'll hear you.
Get that shit. Get that shit.
Dad, chill. No.
Get that shit.
No, Dad, chill.
Get that shit.
Officer, chill. Dad.
Get that shit.
Get on the ground.
Get that shit.
Get on the ground!
Oh, yeah.
Dad, chill.
So, you ready for this?
Relax.
You ready for this?
Get on the ground!
You ready for this? You ready for this, huh? You ready for this, huh?
Get on the ground!
You ready for this?
No. It's not a tourniquet kind of thing. Thank you.
Welcome back, my PBM family. Welcome back. Another episode of Old School Cops presented by PBM. I got a two-man unit tonight. It's just me and my OG Ted Golden, who spent time as a city cop, and then he took his talents to the federal level. He's been doing law enforcement for over 30 years, and he is my go-to guy when it comes down to something I came across and I'm like, man, I just don't understand it, just don't get it. This is the guy. This is the man behind the curtains. This is Mr. Wizard. So I appreciate him being, in the squad and joining me tonight. We look at these videos, and because of our experience in law enforcement and being members of the community, being there, understanding the culture, this particular video, it drives me insane. This is a all the way hands-on video. You got an unarmed guy approaching the officer. The officer fires on it's obviously there's no weapons involved. He shoots him twice in the body and once in the head. Then the guy hits the ground and he just stands there and calls it in. If you are an officer, and I normally don't do this, and you agree with the use of deadly force in this particular incident, you should not have a gun and badge. You are a soft punk, and you should not be carrying a gun and a badge. You cannot be afraid to go hands-on with somebody in this type of incident. I'm lost for words. I'm just like, this is an incident. You roll up your sleeves, and it's time to go hands-on. Use your taser, use your mace, use your baton. It is time to go hands-on. This is a murder. Like, it's unjustified. Like, it just drives me crazy when I see a video like this. And, it's just like in the black on black crime, being a member of the black community. You get blamed for every little incident that some idiot black person has committed a crime or whatever they do. It's the same thing in the culture of policing. We don't even have to in the same department, same state. It could be on the other side of the United States. I'm going to get blamed for an idiot who don't know how to go hands-on and commits a murder like this. It just makes the job harder for every officer wearing this uniform. This guy should be prosecuted for murder and sent to prison for a very long time. I don't get this. I really don't. We talk about this when we start talking about the use of deadly force. You have to be in fear of your life or the life of someone else's, and there's no other options, and you have to use deadly force to prevent that. What is it that this officer seen that was so fearful that he had to use his firearm? I don't get it. Go ahead, Ted, because I'm lost with this one.
Hey, man, it's all about fear. It's all about fear and circumstances. And you have to be creative when you're dealing with a mental health patient. You don't just, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't just assume that you can do anything you want just because you can. You have to be creative. And in that situation, I would ask for some help. Those people that were standing on the sidelines, I guess videotaping or whatever they were doing, apparently relatives of his maybe, I would have asked them for some help.
Yeah.
Just to try to get them to look, help me get him down so I can get some handcuffs on him and get him some help. Take him to the hospital, whatever. Number one, though, you never deal with a mental health patient by yourself. Just like a bank robbery in situation, you don't pull up on the scene by yourself thinking you're going to stop a bank robbery. You wait for help to roll up, unless he came across it just coincidentally. But regardless, you got to have more than one officer there. And if you only have one officer, ask for some help. Don't pull out your gun and shoot nobody like that. You know, there are various takedown techniques that we've all been taught. I've said this before: where the head goes, the body will follow. You know, when you grab somebody by their waistline, they got a belt or they got pants on, I can control you from that waistline. I can pull you forward and push your head back. You know what I'm talking about? You know, you can do a arm bar, you can do a hit to the solar flex, something to bring the guy down. Yeah. That's not gonna kill him. And you're gonna shoot him 3 times and he ain't got no gun? Oh, come on, man.
And Ted, check this out, right? If you watch the video closely, the guy was walking, he was backpedaling. And this is a tactic they train you in law enforcement to create distance. When you create distance, it gives you more time to think about how you're going to attack whatever you believe is the threat. Whatever the situation is giving you time to think. So he is creating that distance by backpedaling. What got me is the subject actually turns around away from him to walk away.
And that's when you should attack. That's when you should have jumped.
Back in the head. And then now the subject is now turned back around and approaching him like that was your out. If you was in fear, you didn't want to go hands-on, right? He turns around and starts walking away. Let him go. Get on the radio. I need some units. Let him go. If he was giving you an out by turning around, let him turn around. Like if you was that scared to go hands-on, you had your out. Like I cannot believe he punched him in the back of the head. And then the subject turns back around and it starts his approach all over again. Like I don't get it, bro. I just don't get it.
In your training, Joe, when you have access to this kind of information, use it as a training tool. Don't just think that, I don't want to bring this guy's issue up. You have to. You know, nothing was more horrid for me than to listen to this guy, and it was in Baltimore, who was shot and killed while he was undercover. And one of the girls who was part of the Baltimore PD was in the training with us, and she really struggled to deal with hearing him taking his last breath after he'd been shot because he had a transmitter on. And you hear him calling his name. You know, you just can't fathom that. But, you know, we have to take those circumstances and replay them so folks can see what not to do. Because this is a clear example of what not to do. And you know, when you challenge people with these circumstances, and don't use it to demean, or defile somebody, but you use it as a training tool, as a learning process, so folks can understand there's a right way and a wrong way. It ain't gonna be no perfect way. There's no perfect way, but there's a right way and a wrong way, and you gotta be willing to go that extra mile, especially with a mental health patient, somebody who's already struggling with their such situations. And so you're supposed to be smarter than him. You should be thinking faster than him. You should be trying to figure out, how can I safely get this guy to the ground? Or I just need to wait till some help gets here. You know, so I may talk to him. You know, man, let's go get some ice cream. You like ice cream? Go get some ice cream.
You're right.
It's a little store right here. Let's walk over to the store and get some ice cream. You know, that lady, she says she knows you. Let's go there and talk to that lady and see if we can figure out, you know, where you live or what you need. You know, being kind and considerate. Get on the ground. Put your hand. For what?
No.
Man, he's got some mental health problems.
If you notice something, his son was there. He was like, "Dad, come on, stop. Dad, come on, stop." I've been
asking
in
for some help.
Situations where, I would have actually used the son out of act because he had the gun up. He had him at gunpoint, so the kid was kind of hesitating because he didn't want to get in the way of the gun. He was backpedaling, which I had no problem with that. Put the gun away, and then I would have told the son, "Go ahead and get your father. Go ahead and get your father. Hurry up and stand in front of him. Just try to get him calmed down. Maybe like maybe his approach, his demeanor would have changed the whole scenario. I've been in them situations where you're trying everything you can to buy time for help to get there. Buy time for help to get there. And you're just making up what do you like to eat? What do you want? Want something to drink? You're just trying so hard to prevent this escalation of violence occurring because you know, like any minute now, it's gonna go from 0 to 100. So you're trying to, and that's one thing I never could understand in the police work. When you're dealing with it mentally, the training, they always having you yell wait, let me stop. Why are you yelling at somebody who's unstable? Like all you're doing is exacerbating whatever the situation is. I could never understand that. I'd be like, I'm not yelling at. All I'm gonna do is set this person off. My voice is already loud, right? So I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm trying to be so quiet and soft. I'm trying to get this person to just calm down. And I'm on the radio like, hurry up. You're trying to get units there as fast as you can because you know it can go from 0 to 100. I don't get this officer just screaming and yelling at him like that.
Hey Joe, I got one for you. So we had a mental case and she only had panties on. Okay. And we were trying to get her to get dressed so we could take her to the hospital to get her needs addressed. She was clearly, and it was a full moon too, Joe. It was raining cats and dogs. It was full moon. And we didn't know that at the time until we walked outside. But anyway, so one of the guys walked in and she fell in love with him. Oh, I like him. He's cute.
There you go. That's your out.
That was the bite, man. I said, come on over here and talk. Come over here and talk to him. His name is Herbert. Go ahead, meet Herbert. Oh, Herbert, I really like you. Herbert, can you help her put a blanket around her, Herbert? Come on over here, baby. Let me put this blanket around you. Okay? Come on. Yeah, come on, go outside. I'm gonna take you to my house. Let's go. You're gonna take you to my house. We walked outside. Water was coming over the curb. But she was so in love with Herbert. She said, I'll go anywhere with him. Yeah. We put her in the squad car, man. She was just happy. The fact that she was that close to him. He was so pretty. She's just in love with him.
Yeah.
And that was a hook.
That's what you use your head. You use that love that she had for Herbert to your advantage. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, before that, man, she was cussing, man, raising her arms. She wasn't gonna go nowhere with us. Herbert walked through the door, and she went, "Oh, I like him. He's cute." Yeah. Oh,
and the bulb lit up, right? Hey, Herbert, go talk to him.
Hey.
But that's how you do that.
That's what you do, man. You got to be creative.
Yes. She's taking it into custody with no problem. That's exactly how you do it. Hey, let me ask you something. That Baltimore officer, was that officer, right, who was working undercover, did they have a problem getting to him? Like they didn't know where he was at?
Yeah. His name was Martin.
In undercover school, when I went to undercover school, I remember that tape.
Yeah.
I remember, and you can hear him bleeding out. You can hear him asking for help.
Taking his last breath.
So that every undercover officer in that room was just the goosebumps and everybody. It was like the shit just got real. Like it just got real because undercover work is so different than just putting that uniform on and answering radio calls. If you did undercover work, you took policing, the basic policing, to a whole nother level because that's nothing like the basic officer going out just patrolling and answering radio calls. Like I take my hat. So I've done undercover work. I went through the training. Totally different. That's a totally different animal. And so I get it. I understand. My audience, please continue sending them videos. I love it. We'll continue doing the assessments. Like I always tell you, man, your job is to make it home to your family. You come across one of these weird ass cops, do what you can. I'm not saying start kissing ass, but just keep your mouth shut and just go with it. If you need an attorney, send me a DM. I just got affiliated with a group of attorneys all across the nation. So if anybody needs help, just send me a DM and I'll, recommend a good attorney in your state. Just get home to your families, man. Fight it in the court. Don't fight it on the side of the road. Officer has a home court advantage on that street. See you next video.